Welcome to another show of Lunch with Lucy, and thank you for joining us today. If it is your first time here with us, welcome. If not, welcome back. We're thrilled you're here with us. My name is George T, and I'm on the sales team with VHT Studios and your co-host for today. We have a very special guest for you, but before we get started, I want to remind you all of a few housekeeping items. Please add questions to the Q&A box on your screen. We'll have time at the end of the show to get as many answered as possible. You'll also see a few poll questions pop up on your screen, and we encourage you to participate. The results will be shared live as we go. Stick around till the end of the show where we'll announce the 5 winners of the $25 DoorDash gift cards. You must be present to win. Lastly, be sure to subscribe to Lucy's YouTube channel and stay up to date with all the amazing content she creates, including the archives of all Lunch at Lucy's and great interviews with industry experts. And without further ado, I'm happy to announce the woman herself, Lucy Edwards.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. And yes, it's such a great pleasure. And please go to my YouTube channel. It's very easy. It's youtube.com/Lucy Edwards VHT. And you will find a lot of really cool interviews on different topics. And I would like to start our talk show. Today, we have the most amazing guest, Carrie McCormick. I had a pleasure to meet Carrie last November, December, and we had a fabulous interview about the brand, about the importance of your reputation, how you grow your business. And that's why I wanted to invite Carrie to share with everybody. So please, Carrie McCormick, and she's a broker at Properties and Christie's International Real Estate in Chicagoland. Hi, Carrie.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be with you guys.
I would like to start with your success story. And I even had a short video about that, and I posted, and the response was like going through the roof. So please share it with the audience.
Well, I've been a real estate broker for 22 years here in Chicago. It's hard for me to say 22 years, but it's been, 22 fabulous years. I absolutely love what I do. And I have to say, I got into real estate a little bit on accident. I'm going to tell you guys just a quick story. Only a few people know this, but now a ton of you are going to know my story. So prior to being in real estate, I was in advertising. I was top of my game in real estate, in advertising. This is in the late 90s. And one day I was having a bad day for whatever reason. And I had left the office and I went for a walk. And for those here in Chicago, I ended up walking from the Loop all the way down into the West Loop. And again, this is back in the 90s. And they were building a building there. And it stopped me in my tracks of what are they doing on this, in this middle of this neighborhood. And I stopped at this construction site and I asked this gentleman, what's happening? Well, they kindly asked me to leave this construction site, this young girl, standing there trying to figure out what's happening. And I asked him, what was he doing? And he said, we're building a condo building here. And I told him, bravely, no one's going to live here. And he asked me, why? Why do you think no one's going to live here? And I went into my reasons why I didn't think, people were going to live there. And he said, if you were going to build a building, what would you do here? And I started giving him my ideas. And he said, meet me at my office next week. I want to talk more to you. And I did. I met him at the office and we started talking strategy of this building, and the rest is history. I quit my job, I think the next few days, and that was the start of my real estate career, and started on that building in the West Loop and sold it out. And that's how it began.
Congratulations on it. It is a success story indeed. And you built such an empire ever since. Let's talk about your empire, brand and reputation. Obviously, it didn't come easy. You were talking about how it's a lot of hard work, and keep it up as well. So just a few words about how did you build your brand and your reputation?
I would say it was all done very authentically. And one of the things that I like to tell people is always be your own brand ambassador. I think it's important for you to tell your own story and to, like I said, just be authentic to who you are. Early in on my career, I looked at others who were successful. And I think that's always great to have mentors and people to look up to. And everyone does their job differently. So what I did, and I found that as I was, looking at other mentors and doing what they were doing, success wasn't coming to me. And it's because it wasn't authentic to me. So I turned my brand to what I wanted it to be. And there it went.
And you strongly believe in marketing strategy, and you have been working with VHT Studios for quite some time. And you mentioned every house has a story.
Mhm.
And did you change your strategy or your approach since COVID? During COVID, I know you had crazy couple years. It's slowing down now. But let's talk about that. How you adjusted, and did you implement anything new? Are you staying with the same? Let's talk.
So I always think that there's new strategies and new tools to use. And to answer your question, yes, during COVID, I definitely changed my marketing strategy. And what you said is true. Every home has a story. And my job is to bring the house to life. And you do that through video, through drone work, through photography, and even through your words in the description. So I think that video has become such an important part of marketing real estate. And the reason I think that it's important is because you really can share a lifestyle of a home. You can share the features, you can share the location, you can share the neighborhood. What is it really like to live in that home? And I love using drone work because, again, if you think about, I always tell people you're buying the home, but you're also buying the neighborhood. And sometimes pictures can't tell somebody, how and what it's like to live in that neighborhood, but a drone and video footage can definitely do that. So for one example, I did a video of a home in Lincoln Park, happened to be in a good school district, close to shopping, was a very dog-friendly street. It just happened to have, everyone had a dog on there. So that's what I incorporated into my video. I had kids playing in a park. I took the drone over to the school to show how close it was to the home. The dogs walking on the street. It really created this sense of emotion, if you will, from the buyers of, gosh, what is it like to live in that house? And they can sit back at their own comfort of their home, watch a 2 to 3 minute video, and really understand what it's like to live in that home.
What about videos inside the home? Like, are you using the combination of drone video together with a video, like a full motion or walkthrough video?
Absolutely. And I do think that that's important too, but you have to keep in mind, each video serves its own purpose, right? And I'm very thoughtful about how I create the video and what it's going to be used for. So yes, there's a lot of exterior video work that happens, and then interior video. And I want to make it interesting, whether it's cooking in a kitchen or whether it's the bathroom feature. Every home does have a selling feature or an exciting feature to it. So we have to showcase that. And I like to bring it to life, like I mentioned, I like to use people in it. I like to use animals. My dog has been the star of some of my videos. So also you have to think about, it's not all about video, it's about the photography, right? So photography, and I have worked with VHT my entire career. So it's been 22 years with you guys.
Thank you.
And, photography is important because you can really get a feel of textures of homes. Like, for example, if there's timber ceilings or wallpaper on the walls, a good photographer knows how to shoot a house correctly and make it come to life as well.
Now, are you using your videos or slideshow with photos in your social media also? Like, do you promote it? Are you doing it for the open house? Are you just doing it just to let everyone know that you just got a new listing?
Yes, I use a combination of both. Each platform, we've got LinkedIn, we've got Instagram, Facebook. I'm probably the only person that's not on TikTok, so I'm sorry.
No, I'm not either, but I'm ready. Yeah. Are you, George? Are you on TikTok?
I am not. And actually, this is a great opportunity to ask our audience what they use the most. So let's go.
Yeah, we have a poll. So please, please participate in a poll. We'll have the result ready in a couple minutes. I love polls.
I do too. That's so interesting. I see the poll and I will tell you, well, let's see what the results are and then I'll tell you my answers.
Sure.
All right.
So you do post, besides just regular videos about new cafe or restaurant opened in a neighborhood, you are using your social media and your videos of the properties that you just filmed, and you post them everywhere. Do you use a lot of hashtags about the area or about the property? How you deal with that? What are you incorporating?
Yeah, so each site does allow, different types of, or amount, I should say, of hashtags.
Mm-hmm.
And I think hashtags are extremely important. And I try to keep them relevant to whatever I'm posting, whether it's a rooftop deck or it's, the dog park or whatever it is, those hashtags have to correlate with what I'm posting, because what's also important with social media is the engagement of our audience, right? I want to be a trusted real estate agent to them and not just being throwing junk at them and hashtagging just random things for my success. It's really my job is to sell the property and to promote my clients' properties. So my hashtags, my social media, all of my marketing, really the goal and the point is to sell my client's property.
Besides videos of the property, you have a variety of videos. I follow you on Instagram and on LinkedIn. That's my most favorite. George, do we have the results by?
Oh, we sure do.
Okay, let's go there.
So here we
Oh my goodness, Facebook is #1, really?
Facebook is I thought it would be Instagram if you asked me.
Yeah, I thought it would be Instagram, but Instagram is right behind, and LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn personally. TikTok is there. Look at that. Twitter, even Twitter is the same basically as a TikTok. So what's your favorite?
So my favorite is Instagram and LinkedIn. So mine goes Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. And again, I'm not on TikTok and I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, maybe that's why I follow you, because we're in the same social media.
But each platform's audience is very different and they operate different. So I think as a marketer, it's important to understand the audience and cater to the audience.
Absolutely, I agree with you. But your social media videos, they go from something really serious and extremely important about new development and details and features, amenities, and then they go into something fun. Like the other day, you had a video where you were standing in a shower. Can we just please talk? I love that story that you just told us right before the show. Share it with our audience, please.
Well, let's clarify. I was not actually taking a shower and doing a video of that. So let's be clear on that. So this is actually kind of fun. Just with my video work, I really, again, try to make it fun. And this was a little bit behind the scenes action that we did, and we happened to catch it on video. Actually, Zoe, who works with me, was videoing it, and she caught the moment, which was great. This client of mine has the most spectacular shower, and it's got all these different shower heads going on, and we wanted to video this. And I said to the client, I'm like, okay, I need to get in and kind of do all the levers and get all the water going. And he gave me instructions how to do it so that I wouldn't get wet and have all these jets come at me. So I thought I understood his instructions well. So I'm in the shower and doing the levers. And of course, I hit the wrong lever and the water, came at me and scared me. So, it was kind of a fun behind the scenes moment, but it's real, life isn't always glamorous in the real estate world, right? There's a lot of things that we do, and, it's fun to catch those on film and share it with everybody else.
Absolutely. But that was a great one. Well, some of them are really adventurous and you are so creative. You put your heart into every video you upload to social media. And what I like about it, the variety. Not very seldom they are similar. They're always different. How do you come up with content?
Well, a lot of people don't believe that I do my own social media, and I do. So I'm putting it out there that I do it all myself. And I think it's just a variety because it is authentic to me and to the day. So I try to make it relevant to what I'm doing that day. And if we're, at a client's house or the weather, what's happening outside. And I do put a lot of thought into each home. I feel that I look at how the people currently live in the home. And I, again, try to tell a story around that. So for example, I was selling a co-op in the Gold Coast here in Chicago. And co-ops are a very different type of property. And a lot of people don't understand what a co-op is. So again, with just pictures and description, it's hard to tell the story of that property. So what we did was we created this video about the services that the co-op offers. It was a dog-friendly building. It was a very exclusive building. It's close to Michigan Avenue with shopping. So what the video was about, I borrowed somebody's Bentley. So we pulled up in a Bentley just to show, you know, what a beautiful neighborhood this was. My dog jumped out of the Bentley. So just to show, and walked into the building, and would show that it was a dog-friendly building. The door staff was amazing. You know, they're opening up doors for us. So it just showed people that it's a full service, 24-hour door staff. I personally was carrying a Chanel bag that was empty, by the way. You know, but showed that, you know, I'm close to Michigan Avenue. I've got all the stores right here. And then we walked through the home. We had a grand piano in the living room showing that the space is there. And again, it's really, you know, I think being in real estate is also being a marketer, right? So I put all of those components together. We created this beautiful video of this co-op, and it just, people knew more about the co-op through, I didn't even have to say a word. They just watched and listened. So it was beautifully done.
And go ahead, George.
Yes, so we have some commentary in the chat. You know, YouTube is really big. That says in all other formats. Donna, you know, in terms of TikTok, it's just entertaining, which I do have to agree with her. And we do have a question from Yolanda. She asks, is your choice of social media based on your targeted clients?
That's a great question.
That's a very good question.
Yeah, and I would say answer that yes. But I'm sure some of my clients are on TikTok. For me, I have to love the platform and believe in the platform. I shouldn't say believe in, that's not probably the right thing. I have to really feel comfortable with the platform. So with TikTok and Twitter, I just don't know how to use it and to provide value to the audience on those sites. So hopefully one day I'll learn how to do it. But again, my job is to provide value and engagement. So I just don't know how to use them. But yes, I would say most of my clients are on the platforms that I choose.
And no one asked me that, but I'm going to answer it as well. I feel exactly the same way. I'm not as comfortable even with Facebook, and definitely not with TikTok. I had never used it. So for me, and I don't even have Twitter. So I think you are right. Whatever you are comfortable with, so you can be more creative and you don't have to struggle, right? What about you, Yolanda? What are you using? So if you don't mind putting it in the chat, would love to know.
I think it's a great opportunity to launch our next poll and see what the audience does if they're using video in their marketing strategy.
Yeah, video is very important. I strongly believe in video. I used to cover Northeast and video was huge. We did a lot of video interviews and video resumes, walkthrough videos for properties, short videos, 30-second professional videos for social media. I really think they're so powerful. And just like you said, Carrie, to tell the story through a video is so much easier and it's more relaxing and you are not really selling anything. You are just offering, and that's the difference. So do you use video in your marketing strategy? Would love to know what the answer is going to be.
Yeah, let's share the results.
Let's do that. Yes. Oh, I'm so impressed. The majority of people are using professional video. That is great. Someone is doing it yourself. That is perfect. You know, the problem with using it yourself, in my opinion, would be editing. I do some of the videos myself. Luckily, I'm married to someone who can edit them for me. but
that's the key, right? That's the key, is to marry someone.
To marry someone. If you want to do your own video, find yourself a spouse who knows how to edit them. And I just think that sometimes they can be difficult to edit, and especially if you want to match it with certain music and if you are talking there. But good for you that you are doing it. No, but I would like to. Yes, please please be adventurous, just start doing them. And even if you don't like them, you can always delete them later, or you don't have to post them. But I think videos are great. I also believe that videos are perfect for social media, even around your neighborhood. Are you doing short social media videos about like some restaurants or a park, Carrie?
You know, I really don't. I did for a little while with the restaurants, especially, well, I did it for a while, and then I started getting bombarded by some other people saying, why are you not hosting one at my restaurant? Why don't you come to my restaurant? And I'm thinking, like, you know, my job is not to promote restaurants, you know? And
Right.
so I just kind of laid low on some of the neighborhood things. But I do like to support some of the small businesses here in Chicago. So you'll see occasionally on my social media that I do support some of my friends that support my business, and, you know, their small businesses as well.
How do you leverage your social media in your marketing strategy and in your presentations and your communication with your buyers and sellers? Mostly with sellers, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it really is like switching from video to the photography just to get more engagement. And I will say that I do monitor my engagement very closely, because it's important that I'm providing content that people like. You know, I don't want to just throw out stuff that doesn't mean anything. So I can tell what my audience likes and what they don't like. It really, you know, it feels like it's a full-time job doing this. But I do post every day, sometimes once a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And
Wow.
I feel that it's very organic and authentic to me. And I feel like that's why it works.
We have a question actually, right?
Yeah, we have a couple of questions actually. Robert asks, how often are you shooting a new video?
I feel like I do video at least once a week. There's times that we've done them 3 times a week. It really just depends on the property, because the videos are dictated by the property. We've had a few behind the scenes, you know, videos just off of our iPhones, which are kind of the fun ones that we do. And, but it's at least once a week.
Yeah.
Very good.
And the next question is from T. O'Connor. How much should be budgeted for each video per luxury property?
You know, every videographer charges a little bit different. I've gone the gamut from a $500 video that seems to be, at least here in Chicago, what the standard rate is, you know, around $500 for it, all the way up to $2,500, depending on how complex that they are. And when you do a video, you can ask your videographer to slice it up into reels. They can slice it up into, you know, 30-second portions of it. So you've got to take, if you had 1 minute of content, slice it up into 4 different sections of it. And then you can reuse the sections of it too. You could also pull still photos out of it as well. So you can't, I would say just reuse it and repurpose it as much as possible. But again, to answer your question, I've gone from $500 to $2,500, depending on the video.
Well, I'm not supposed to promote VHT products and services, but I will. We are in a process of rolling out new product, which is the full motion video for your properties, and they are half the price. So I believe they're about $250, but if they're a little bit more, please don't be angry with me. But I think that's what it is. And they are 90-second videos. No one is going to slice and dice it for you into reels for that price, but that is something. If you do your own video, you probably know how to edit a little bit, and you can work with the professional video and divide it into reels. But I think it's a great idea to take the video and have it as a full video, as well as several short ones, and then you constantly promote the same property with different content.
Right.
Which brings us to our last poll before the end of the show. Do you use video in your social media?
Yeah, but yeah, so we kind of talked about it, I guess, right? So you do.
You know, the subject of reels came up, so I'd like to see
Sure.
what the audience has to say
Sure.
too.
Thank you. Yeah, please answer here, and please give us some details if you would like to share with us in the chat or in Q&A. Does VHT do this for us? And where are you from, Rob? Well, we do it for everybody. There is no discrimination. If we do it in Chicagoland, it's in Chicagoland, right? So please, please reach out to Shannon Lang. She is your area sales manager, and she will be able to give you more details on what we're offering exactly and what companies. I'm pretty sure we rolled it out, but if we didn't, again, not if we rolled it out just to some companies, so I apologize. I know that in Northeast we have it for everybody, and in Florida we have it in certain areas, but in other areas of the country we also have. So please reach out to your area sales manager. I love VHT. Well, thank you, Mary Kay. I love VHT too. So here we go. Do you use video on your social media? Yes, I use TikTok for my videos. Yes, I create reels on Instagram of myself. That is great. 68%. I share videos of my listings.
Yep.
Good for you guys. No, I don't use video on my social media. Please do. I find it powerful. If you go to anyone's Instagram who is using video and some posts are just still photos, you will be able to see the amount of likes and views and comments on video is by far more than just still photos. Do you agree with me, Carrie?
I do. And I think everyone's going to have to get comfortable with being on video because it's going to take over. It's becoming very important. And again, I know a lot of people don't want to be on camera, and believe it or not, I don't like being on camera either. I've just gotten comfortable doing it. I think it's important for a real estate agent's branding perspective as well. What I've done, I've incorporated in the last year is when I do a property video, I'm in it, right? So I'm introducing the property. If there's any special features. So I think you have to show your face, and it allows the audience to get to know you a little bit better as well.
And I think it's much more personal when you are in a video. And some people, since Peter and I, we had our own business in Northeast, and like I said, we did a lot of videos with agents and video resumes and open house videos. And the reply was from agents, oh, I'm not comfortable and I need to lose weight, or I need to gain weight, or I need to fix my hair, or I need to buy a new outfit. If someone calls you for a listing presentation and you will enter their home, you will be what you are today, not what you can be in 6 months. So it's okay to be what you are. They're going to love you for what you are. They will, like you said, Carrie, I am very authentic. I put on my social media and on my videos how I feel about the property or about the area. So you are authentic, and you guys are liaisons between buyers and sellers. So please be, because the more you are introducing yourself, I strongly believe better it is for you, for your listing, and for your buyer and seller.
Right, and they want to see the authentic you. So I do think that that's important.
Last question: do you use your social media, like when you have your posts and such? Do you promote it? Are you having paid posts, especially on Facebook or on Instagram? Do you pay for your posts?
I do on some of them. It depends on the engagement and what the messaging is. And yes, I do. On when I'm launching a new listing, every listing will get a paid boosted post. Again, each platform's a little bit different. And then I can monitor the reaction from that post. I think that's important. Anytime that someone's paying for these posts or doing any type of marketing, is to watch the ROI on it. And if I notice that there is not a good engagement on a certain post, I can change the ad. I can pause the ad and put up a new one. And it is interesting to watch, for example, in this home, if the kitchen's beautiful and has beautiful outdoor space and a beautiful bathroom, I can post each of those rooms and do a paid campaign, and I can watch to see which picture gets the most attention. And let's just say it's the kitchen, then I know I can pause the other ads and I can focus on the kitchen and double down on the spending just on that one picture, because it's going to get more engagement. So, again, when you post things on social media, whether it's video or photography, I think it's important just to watch the reaction and make sure you're putting your dollars in the right place.
Comment I don't see from Christine is saying, if they don't like you, they are not your people. And you know, you have a great point there. You cannot be everything for everybody. You cannot. It's just not. I mean, if you are, you are a magical person. I think it's okay if someone, if you are not connecting. And I would say, I don't know, agree with me or not, Carrie, please tell me, that not every client is a good client for you. You don't have to take every listing that comes your way. You have to feel comfortable. I had a conversation the other day. The agent told me, looking at someone else's listing, and the house was a total disaster, and the walls were awful, and on and on and on. And she said, you know what, if the seller would not agree to put the property in better shape, I would not take the listing. I don't want to ruin my reputation by putting something on the market in a condition like that, because every property I list, I make sure that the seller works with me on my strategy. How do you feel about it, Carrie?
And I agree with what the comment was. You know, you can't be everything to everybody, and that's not just in our industry. I think that's in life, right? No matter what you do, is, you know, there's people that aren't going to like you, and there's people that are. So you just, it's part of the job. As far as taking listings that they're not going to follow my plan, I like to try to coach my sellers through, you know, the success of what we're going to do to get their home sold. And some people, you know, can't afford to do certain things to the home, or just, you know, disagree with me. And if they want to disagree with me, that's fine. It's just setting the expectations at that point with them of saying, okay, if you're not going to do X, Y, Z, you know, this is what we can expect, and just having that conversation and expectations up front with them.
That's a good direction. What's the feedback in the chat very quickly? We still have a few minutes. And George, would you mind reading?
Yeah,
also?
We have our last piece of feedback from Mel. I think we are more critical of how we appear in video. I think we see ourselves differently than how others see us. And she needs to learn to have more confidence in front of the camera. And I think I could say that for a lot of people that aren't comfortable in the camera. Now's the time to really engage and catch up with today's technology and everyone being online with their presence.
I totally agree. I agree. You do have to prepare, and you should practice. And I personally, I've been on camera now for several years, and I watch my videos and I criticize myself. And sometimes I feel so disappointed. What was I thinking? And why didn't I fix my hair right before the camera was turned on? And that outfit looks awful on camera. Why did I wear it? But you learn from it. Just go back and watch your videos and learn from it, and then go shopping. That's what I do.
I like it. And I'll go shopping with anyone that wants to go shopping. I'm a good shopper.
Next time I'm in Chicago, please take me.
Yes.
Anything else? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Lucy's number one. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we're ready to wrap up. And now I wanted to really thank you, Carrie, for joining us today.
Of course,
thank you very much for your time. And